This is how easy it is to book your flight tickets now. But have you ever wondered what goes on behind the scenes? We traveled to MakeMyTrip's office, which is right across our campus in Gurgaon. Here we got a chance to interact with the CEO, CPO, CTO, and other top leaders who are shaping the future of travel.
For a fancy word, you can say we are the super app for travel.
MakeMyTrip isn't just a travel booking platform. It is a tech powerhouse with over 80 million lifetime transacted customers.
Everyone who thinks of booking travel, at least they will go to the MakeMyTrip site or they will have an app installed on their phone.
MakeMyTrip is India's most underrated success story. It is a company that took long, hard route to get where it is today, and it did by playing in a market that was stacked against it. But did they get here?
Back in 2000, we launched in India, but we realized that India wasn't ready because the digital ecosystem did not really exist. But come September 2005, or let's say around 2006, market started opening up. And that transition was super exciting because when we relaunched in India, we took off like nobody's business. Obviously, the technology was not necessarily had scaled up as much, and the website would crash and, we would be inundated with volumes, and we had paper tickets, right? So, in the evening, all of us would be busy sort of sending paper tickets to the consumers and so on. So it was crazy.
Now, talking about very specific to your question, I think every of our product intervention starts with a problem statement, right? And that problem statement at times is something discovered by us, and I was sharing with you the strategy that we follow, getting very close to the consumer or the supplier or any of our partners just to understand how things are. And that problem statement is generally very hazy, right? For example, the problem statement would be as hazy as that certainly there is a lot of pilgrimage travel, right? Now, this is just an observation. It's not even a problem statement. Now, the next step is that can we go a little deeper? That what does that mean for our business or for the entire ecosystem, right? And then we start building hypothesis. And that hypothesis is mostly around the fact whether this hypothesis, what we are thinking, and the solution that we are sort of going to propose, they are marrying with each other or not, right? Okay. Once we have that fair idea, okay, we are thinking in the right direction, then we start bringing the design team, the technology team, the marketing team. Then we create either prototypes or end consumer deliverables. Then we do post-assessment, that how things are fared, and then we move on to the next.
If you can shed some light on how MakeMyTrip has taken consumer feedback and created or developed product features.
I think one which we are very proud of, how we came back and travel came back after COVID. I think we observed two big changes in the consumer behavior. Consumers were looking for flexibility like never before. Because COVID brought that thing that anything can happen at any point of time. I think as a group, we started thinking a lot more about that how do we bring flexibility to the core. And that's when we started building products like Book at Zero. There is no lock-in from your side. You have made your hotel booking completely at zero cost and you're paying at the last moment. Second product we built in accommodation was another trend that we observed just after COVID. People started traveling for properties rather than a city, right? They don't seek that I have to do a lot of sightseeing and I have to visit a particular city. People are going for a specific hotel or a property or an experience probably. And that experience could mean accommodation coming into play. And this is where we built a product around staycations.
We have the travel intent of most Indian consumers who travel. We can help you find the relevant products in the shortest duration of time. So we have done a lot of hyper-personalization for at each and every stage in the product experience. We know exactly what stage you are in the journey. If you are coming before the trip, we will ask you to, why don't you check in because you haven't checked in and yet the check-in window is now open. If you are in trip, I know that you have left home just a few hours ahead of the flight. You will need a cab. I will send you that reminder that you need a cab, we can pre-book it for you. At the airport, when you land, I know that the flight has landed. The moment you land, you come out of the airport, you will get a notification that we have booked a cab for you already. It's booked for you, go here and you'll get the cab waiting for you.
So this is like one of the theories I follow, and sort of I encourage everyone in the team to follow a theory called use case theory. So this use case theory suggests that every consumer, when they are planning their travel, they have a very specific need and an objective. When you are a group of friends traveling, let's show a leisure destination, then you're full focused on fun. Can I enter or exit any point of time? The check-in is more flexible. But when you're traveling with your old parents, right, then you're more concerned about the hotel should be very hygienic, the food should be very nice. When you're traveling with your kids or with your partner, then it becomes a lot more family, personal. Then you're looking for a lot of facilities inside the property. We understand this part of the consumer behavior very, very well.
Now, if you go to any hotel, there are tens or hundreds or thousands of reviews also. And you don't want to pass through all those thousands of reviews and find the one that is relevant for you. So through GPT again, through the language models, through GenAI, we know your travel intent. We know you're traveling alone. You're traveling on a weekday. Most likely it's a business trip. I will find like-minded people in the review set. I will just take all those reviews and summarize it into 1 or 2 sentences. That you seem to be traveling on business on a weekday. People who have traveled on a weekday on business, this is what they say about this hotel. In the call center now, let's look at the other stakeholder that we have in the system is the call center, the contact center. If you buy a flight ticket and you cancel it last minute, the airline cannot do anything with it because they can't sell it last minute. So they will charge you higher penalty because if the seat that is not filled is wasted for them. There is so much variability in the penalties and the cancellation policies. They will want to talk to a human agent. The moment you call in, there's a ticket that is created. I have to take notes, summarize the thing, figure out what your intent was, and then write the intent, and then I have to close the case that this was the intent, this is how I resolved it. Now, while you're taking notes, you're not paying attention to what I'm saying, which means that you will make a mistake. What GenAI enables me to do is that while you're talking, I'm transcribing the call. At the end, the agent is not taking any notes. He's just paying attention to what you're saying. All the transcription and the summarization and the intent identification happens through this GenAI capability. Therefore, the ticket can be closed faster. Now, if every agent is 20% more productive, your call handling time goes down. Instead of being 10 minutes on the call or 5 minutes on the call, you'll probably be 4 minutes on the call.
So just to conclude with the conversation,
Yeah.
what any suggestions or any advice for the new tech founders?
At least from a tech perspective, what I can tell you is that, the pace of change in our times was fast. Now it's maddening. Every month there's a new model that comes out and a new bunch of capabilities with GenAI itself. Don't think that you know everything or you will know everything. Come out with this mindset that I'll have to keep learning as I evolve and I grow, because there will be no growth without learning, continuous learning anymore.